Pardon? The requirements right now are your passion and interest. We needed 5 people in that committee. Has he said so? Hey, okay, can we clap for him?
I'm Father Semogerede Masaka Hardware. I'm involved in charities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's another name. I hope it's down. Ladies, yes. See where your friend is going.
Naku Amina, Adria Solutions. I have a background in human rights.
In CSR. So it could be that Chada wants to support, I don't know which projects. Why is this component important? In the future, as we become an attractive entity to investment, there are certain things we need to be seen to do. Okay? And these are some of the things. Sometime in the near future, an investor will come and say, Chada, we read about you. We've been following you. We've been seeing everything you're doing. What else are you doing? What kind of social projects are you involved in? And then you have nothing. You're only busy counting cement. They will pass you by and go somewhere else. If there is no work or if they don't see any value that you are adding directly to humanity. And that value can come in many different what? In many different ways. Any other person? CSR? You'd like to volunteer there?
Good afternoon. My name is Twa Kashaka. I've always been a fan of charity. I own an organization called Kashaka Foundation that I started after campus in 2017. Right now, we have another foundation with my brother. We are taking over 300 kids, free education, free food, free scholastic materials in Imbara without any funding, but we use our little money, take care. And I think with so many things, even in COVID, I personally contributed and fed 100 families across Mbara streets. So I believe with that little, we can do so much. And I believe one day I'll invite the Chada members to come and visit our school that we are taking care of, free schools in Mbara, schools, young children who can take care of themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can already see the expertise there. So those are how many people? Are they 5 already? Beautiful. Let's move on. Please clap for the members that are volunteering themselves. Advocacy and stakeholder engagement. This is another special department. Establishing advocacy action groups, research committees on the sector, understanding your business better, building partnerships with URA, PSFU, UMA, trade, outside of Uganda, lobbying for fair trade policies, positioning Chada as the voice of hardware dealers. In that position, we already have our very own Simon. Simon is working currently with Maria. Is Maria here? Maria Namsoke. So Simon, stand up. Let's clap for Simon. So on their own, they can't do this work. They need support. Who would like to support? You feel you have the competency to support on advocacy and stakeholder engagement, which is a critical role for Chada. Who would like to volunteer? Drawing plans. You want to volunteer? Already covered. Who would like to volunteer? How do we step out? How do we map out our stakeholders? Can we clap for him? That smile is for saying yes. Eh?
Yes, my name is Sengo Uthman Talha. I work with Spotlight Hardware, Chira. I would want to volunteer. I think I would give some good value. I have a background in marketing, experiential. I have a background in a bit of charity and building systems. And I also do active construction on the other side. So I think I'm a valuable asset when it comes to this. Thank you.
Meanwhile, clap. He's very lazy. Ah, yes. Thank you very much. Where was the other hand? Which would you like to support on stakeholder?
My name is Goswami, Mahi Holding Kulu. I will support.
Any other hands? How many are those? Where? Pardon? First, wait. Let's first.
I'm Francis Ariel from Lira, Woodlord Hardware. I can do. I've been in the business for now 20 years. I can support that. Yes.
Getting better and better. Advocacy and stakeholder, those are 4. We need a lady. Are they 5? Okay. We have Maria on board. Okay. Let's quickly move on to membership growth. This is where the rubber hits the what? The road. Membership growth. So here we are thinking, how do we expand? How do we engage nationally? How do we keep members engaged? How do we get members to pay? How do we get members to participate? How do we? Membership growth. How do we grow our numbers? Remember, numbers count. Are we together? Who would like to volunteer? On that committee of membership, we have hey. Yes, that is very true. Yes. No, that is the idea. For this particular one, remember, we are focusing on, don't first go to the region. We are focusing on focal areas for Chada. You remember, yeah, before we get into the what? This is not regional work. These are committees. Yes, these are working what? Committees. So who would like to support on membership? You propose.
Thanks so much, the presenter. I accept I will. With a lot of experience in so many different organizations, I will perform. Which team are bad here?
Tiwa? Bale. Let's clap for which Tiwa. Yes, we need a lady on this committee membership. Has she accepted?
I will not object.
So much. So we have somebody there, and who else? Yes.
Harriet Nyamarunga, talk and work for Poto. I want to volunteer on this.
Thank you very much. You know why I like the bit of I want to volunteer? It's not commercial. Okay? You need to go back and understand what is in it. Your intellect, ensuring that you actually get to where we want to go. This thing costs how many? We are good? Are they 5? Great. Second class, operations. Operations is being led currently by Owechtiwa David Sediabule and supported by Twaib. Is it? Twaib Muhiwa. Muhire. Can we clap for them? So when you think about operationalization, getting the secretariat up and running, operations is the engine for Chada. Without it, we are doing nothing. Operations is the reason you are here. ETC, ETC. Who would like to support that committee? I know Mr. Sedable has done work of secretary for the longest time, but who would like to support them? Operations. Akiriza.
Ivan Semwemba. No. And I've done volunteering work for quite a long time.
Who else do you see? Show me. Who am I not seeing in the room? You know yourselves better than me. Moses Chaliwajala, where is he? Aha, he's already smiling. I think he's happy. Which one? Mr. Barrier, where is Mr. Barrier? Hey, Uncle B, are you good to go? Operations?
It's fine, I will volunteer.
For him. And his neighbor? You want him to join? Membership, guys. Who else would like to go? How many ladies do we have there? You see, let me also add this. When you serve on these committees, it will not only help you to get to know what Chada is about and, engage in ensuring that we implement the mandate. There are other things. Okay? There are other things. There are other benefits on serving on these committees. What's her name?
Thank you. My name is Susan Wambede, but my hand was on about charity because I have a charity background. So it's where I wanted to volunteer. Okay. Fine, it's well. It's okay, it's well. It's okay.
One more? How about that? Where would you like to serve? Is it full? Okay. Membership, growth, advocacy, and then finance. Finance, we have the man himself, Alex Muhanji. And then we have Mami Margaret Sechide is on that committee. Who would like to volunteer? We also have Haj SH, where are you? Oh yes, he's on finance. Yes. So we need 2 extra people, right? Finance. Who would like to do finance? So what this was supposed to be. Becca, would you like to do finance? Can we clap for him? Thank you very much. You guys have made my work very simple. Any extras? Any extras? Yes, there is a hand here.
Ashraf Mawanda Masek group of companies. I also want to volunteer on that. Yeah, I've had, I think, an interesting journey exploring diverse sources of business financing, from family and friends to circles to banks. And I've had great lessons that have shaped me where I am today. So I believe I can be of help.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. You know why? You have moved Chada a whole mile in by just formulating these what? These committees. And because of that, beyond the committees, I want to quickly share this, that as members, now that you know what you know the agenda moving forward, we need you to participate. Pick more interest in Chada, okay? And tell others about it. Commit, uphold standards and ethical business practices, even in your businesses. We've talked about it. Commitment and compliance is going to be very, very critical. Active participation, don't put up your hand here and then you stress everyone. You're not showing up for meetings, you're not communicating. Active participation is going to be key. Collaboration and knowledge sharing, and then championing innovation. Those are some of the things we need to look at. So now that we have the new committees, would like that, if you know you have volunteered, stand up and come to the middle here with your team leader. Can we clap for them as they come up? In your departments, I would like to see you in your departments. We are going to take a picture, department per department.
You have a flash or drive.
Okay, so let's take a picture with the first committee. Okay, maybe before pictures. Stand in your committees. Stand in your committees. Hold hands in small circles. You need to know where you belong. I want circles. Let me space this time. Where are you? Form your little department circles. Operations, finance, membership. Okay, let me ask. Can I ask something? Okay, membership growth. Where are you? Make a circle. Membership growth. Make a small circle. Hold your hands. There. Finance, make your circle. Stakeholder engagement. Yes. Make a circle. Operations, institutional development, and is this a circle? Is this a circle? Can we clap for these guys? You know why I have pulled them out? As you have seen, they never knew themselves. Look at yourselves. Know your names. Make sure you write your numbers or something, okay? Tell each other quickly where you come from. Okay? Chada to move forward. Chada has stuck behind for a long time. We are the ones to change the pace. And we are committing today. We are not paid. We are volunteering our time, our intellect, our capabilities to ensure that we position Chada where it should be. We are going to the moon together. And so be it. Thank you very much. Go back and take your seats. Hey, some pictures, please. Can we do that quickly? We don't have time. Come back. Group by group. Where is the camera person? You need to be very fast. Take the first group and then. Yes. Next group. The rest follow, yeah? Alice, would you like to come? Good. Last but not least. Time. Membership, where are you? Want to go back? 1 minute only. Exchange your contacts. Make sure that you start serving from today. Institution, please move away from the picture place. Institution, move away. Nice, thank you. Last group. Okay. 1 minute. 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 1 min we clap for ourselves? Guess what? It's been a long day, hasn't it? Yeah? I can't go on with anything else minus opening up a Q&A session. But before we open up a Q&A session, I would like to say there is a question that came in while we were doing the break that apparently needed to be discussed. Mr. Lien, he asked if we started about how do you, what was the question? Yes, how do you and husband would need a whole month to unwrap that, okay? And I must tell you, I don't have the words, but I want to say this, okay? Are you listening? If you're here, you're running a business with your partner, involve your partner. Are we together? Obugalo. If you are a woman on this room and you own a hardware business, involve your husband. If you're a husband in this room and you're doing business with your partner, involve them. And when we talk about involve them, it is more than what you think. Is it easy to do? It's not easy to do. Is it doable? It's doable, okay? It calls for a lot of trust for you to do what? To work together. Don't think that you're going to go to the moon alone with the keys. You will never. If you are doing a partnership, what? Business, you've got to engage. When you engage together, chances are that it will be easier for you to include your what? Your children. Last night she talked about generational what? Businesses or building generational what? You can't shine alone as a man or as a woman by yourself. You can't. You've got to do what? Do it together. So for some of you, you probably tried in the past and it hasn't worked. Maybe there are areas you need to learn. Maybe there are some skills you need to develop. Maybe you need to work on yourselves as individuals. Because we have problems when it comes to partnerships. There are things that normally come into our homes are the ones that we go with into what? Into business. Okay? Sometimes we need to manage ourselves. So at an individual level, how are you growing as an individual? Because when you're weak as an individual, you can't partner well. Whenever you partner, the ego comes in. Many things come in. You think people are watching over you. You know? You're not confident. You can't give away power. Like you can't share power. If it is the lady on the other side, work on yourself as an individual and bring that strength into the what? Into the team. It's not easy that the web said it. Is it? It's not easy, but it is what? It is doable. And also read about successful family businesses. What have they done? There's a lot of information. Okay? Let us not see ourselves here in the Chiduka alone. Let us see ourselves also where? At the moon.
Maybe to add on what has asked, I was telling Chair that we need to partner with Enterprise Uganda. They are running family series, family and succession planning business. 2 days. It's monthly. I think we need to do that because they said for us we expire, the business doesn't expire. So we need to plan and see how.
Chada?
Thank you for that question. It's unfortunate that you've just joined us, but good thing is that we have reports. We've had, I think, like 3 sessions in the last 3 or 4 conferences that we've had. The last where where our facilitator tackled family businesses was in Mbale, where our own Mr. Francis Kamlegeya handled it very well, and we had a very, very wonderful session. I remember the Q&A session after that took almost 2 or 3 hours. But the bit about it is that we have literature saved. Whatever happened in that conference of Mbale was recorded, and I think since you've just joined, you will contact our Chada Secretariat. We have some literature, but like Cash said, teacher Soma, we can still go for Interpret Uganda sessions and still better our businesses. But it's been at the forefront of Chada, because 99% of us all, we all run family businesses and work with our spouses. You quarrel today, you don't want the next, someone doesn't want to come to work. Lots of issues. And it was very interesting, by the way. But we have a very good brief that was given to us by Mr. Kamulegeya, and it was very interesting. Contact us at Chada. We'll give you some literature about it. Thank you.
Yeah, we are counselors in the church and outside of the church. So, men don't trust their wives. I don't know why. Maybe because of ego. That I'm a man. Woman should not know this. But there is one couple I faced. That this man was, because of that ego, he would even tell his lawyers, even my family people don't know what I have. Imagine all that rigidness, that even your children don't know what you have. So when this man passed away, remember these people are human beings, and you have already told the lawyer that nobody knows about what I have. Even my own wife don't tell them. So at the end of the day, the lawyer takes it all. And you leave your children in problems. You leave your children on the street because of the ego. You don't want to tell your wife whatever is going on. I thank God for my dear husband. We do sign the checks together. There's nothing that my husband is hiding. Whatever, even when my phone, you call thrice, the number goes, the calling goes to my husband. Even him, it comes to me. So try really to be transparent, because these are your children. When you leave them in shit by hiding, and you feel that ego, you don't want even to take an advice of a woman, you think she's a woman, and yet women, they see so many angles. Men always, even medically, they say they finish one thing. Women, we can do six things at a go. Although we are not perfect with all the 6, but the 4 are done. So please, do respect your spouses and be transparent to them. Do things together, because she's the mother of your children. Now, me, I'm a mother and a grandmother. So please don't hide things from your wives, and respect also their ideas. Don't you see this one? She's a woman. Is she the one who's not now advising what to do? Is she not talking to men? And how many men are here, and how many women who are here? So please do respect a woman. They have good ideas. If it is not good, sit down together and finalize it. God bless you.
And with that said, I want to say thank you. It's been a wonderful session, hasn't it? I've enjoyed myself. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. Learned a thing or two. You don't need to go with everything. Just pick one that works and implement it, so that when we meet the next time, we have progress. So thank you so much.
Another round of applause for Aileen. Aileen, thank you so much. We are rushing through the time. We would have loved to have you the whole day, but you're only here till lunchtime. And next on the program, we have a presentation by NCBA Bank. They are one of our facilitators for these sponsors for this retreat. And we're giving them how many minutes, Jeremy? I'm going to request Simon to introduce NCBA Bank. Simon, please. And and we are time back. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. Good afternoon, members. I also want to thank my sister Edin for a very wonderful presentation. Lot wa mongedo bugalo. It has really energized us, and all of us now feel proud to associate with this wonderful association. Anyway, going back to our partners, for starters, I want to introduce myself. I'm a retired banker, but I'm not tired. I worked in one of the best banks in this country, and I really am so passionate about banking, about product pricing, about getting a right partner in terms of finance. If you want to take our businesses to the moon, as Erin is preaching us. For starters, as Chada, we are really very grateful for NCB Bank associating with us. Really gives us a lot of pride, and what we have to promise you is that the members that are here, the group that you see in this hall, represents a very, very big percentage as far as this industry is concerned. The people that you see here, these are the people that write those 10 ticket checks to suppliers. I need to tell these people that, you know, we are the movers and shakers of this market. So you have a challenge. The challenge that you have now is to talk to us about financing, affordable financing. You must have seen in one of the slides why actually Chada is thinking about going into SACCO and probably create our own cheap financing, is because we really look at financing in this country as very, very expensive. Sometimes we look at banks as not partners, especially sometimes when it comes to them folding the umbrella when it threatens rain, that umbrella that they give us when it's not raining. But at the same time, we look at banks as unavoidable partners. We value you, and I think all of us here need a banking partner. So NCBA, you have a challenge. You have a duty to talk to us. The people that you see here, they all have ambitions of bettering their businesses. We are all thinking about innovation. We're thinking about adding value to our business. We think about digitalization. You know, issues like inventory management. Someone talked about a small machine, cottage industry within our own means, which can equally supply our customers. One of our friends talked about Mabad, for example, buying coils, and you also roll and sell to your customer. And instead of frequenting your customer, probably that would add you another extra coin. So we think that probably you have the right products. We're eagerly waiting. We're eagerly thinking that probably you will engage even after here. You will engage many of us in issues to do with choosing the right product. By the way, 90% what brings us issues, especially as your customers, is failing to get the right product for the activity you want to finance. Let me give you an example. Assuming you want to do a small factory within your means, and then we rush and go in for a term loan. I'm just giving an example. They process the money, they give you the money, you send it to China. It takes the Chinese can take minimum of 45 days to produce the machine. It takes another 30 on the sea. It takes another 1 month, maybe 2-3 weeks from Mombasa to Kampala. It takes another 1 month installation. Meanwhile, loan you are paying principal and what? And interest. So before you know, it has eaten into your working capital, and at the end of the day, it cripples your business. Yet there are so many products probably that we can talk to our bank partners, and they formulate those products. By the way, banking is not rocket science. It's not about only debit and credit. Banks right now, as we talk, they are so flexible. They can formulate a product to suit your need. So, NCBA, we are happy to associate with you. We hope that this is the beginning of very many good things that are likely to start from now. We're eagerly waiting, and we think probably you will remain our banking partner. Thank you so much.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I think let me start by asking my fellow colleagues to introduce themselves, formally what you do, quickly, in just 2 seconds, if that will work for you. Starting with you, Ismail.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Haji Ismail Musoke Chibalama. I work with NCBA Bank in the corporate department. I'm happy to be with you here.
Good afternoon, Chada members. My name is Adad Ilaguha. I'm the head of Assets Finance at NCBA Bank. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Simon, for the question. Asset finance, I deal with anything to do with movable assets, moving from motor vehicles, trucks, machinery, equipment, and also that is accompanied by what we call insurance premium finance, a complementary product that ensures that the asset is comprehensively insured. So anything that you need in a business, vehicles, machinery, I'm the one who is in charge. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, the Chada members. My name is Muchibi Henry Mbuga, and I'm a sector head, oil and gas, financial institution, and trade and commerce. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. The former presenter
I really like to appreciate the kind of depth and knowledge that you've brought to this gathering, but also allow me to, it's usually very difficult for you to present after someone that has a lot of content has finished. And then when questions to do with how do we manage our businesses with our wives or with our spouses, those are very sensitive topics. But I'll try my level best not to bore you. I also take the understanding that lunch is almost getting to be served. So bear with me. I'll spend a very, very short period of time so that we can go through what we have for you. But first, I'd really like to thank the Executive Committee of Chada. I'll tell you the first time, not the first time because I've known Haji for a while, when we met at his office to discuss and say, hey, we are here, what can we do with you? I could tell from every little thing that he was saying that he was extremely passionate about this organization. It took us 4 hours just for him to try and articulate the kind of vision that himself and the committee do have for the prosperity of our movement. I'm calling it a movement because it's a journey, not that it's political. So I would really like to thank you very much, Haji Abasi, for steering the wheel together with the entire executive committee that you have. The members that have turned up, it's quite exciting to come along in such numbers, large numbers. The press as well who are here, and of course my other colleagues that I've come with. So my name is Malik Isabire. I do head corporate banking at NCBA. I'll just walk you through a little bit of a background on who NCBA is, because many of you may not have an appreciation of who the bank is. But even before I say that, I'm also excited. There's many of you here that we have worked with either in the past. Dick over there, Alex, Simon, so many of you. So I'm quite excited. Mutebe, it's an experience for me that I really appreciate, and I look forward to again, having better partnerships with most of you. So, who is NCBA? NCBA Bank is a regional bank. It comes out of Kenya. Got into a formation in 2019 after 2 banks merged. One bank called NIC, another one called CBA, to become one single bank that is called NCBA. So before the merger happened, NCBA had gone through a series of developments, and those developments were in such a way that right from the 1962s, when we were having independence, our friends from Kenya did come up with a bank which was called CBA. Again, that bank was bought off by Bank of America in 1980, who acquired majority stake of 84% shares. But later on, and this is where you also need to understand that collaboration is very important. The way Kenyans do their businesses is that it's very easy for them to come up with a force to reckon with that can even create a bank. Did you know that as members of Chada, if the journey started today, probably in the next not many years, you can actually get there. It's very, you can get there. Similarly, we're talking about Kampala Cement. I actually did fund the setup of Kampala Cement. It's also there. You can as well get there, and you can take part of having that entity as your own. So they later bought back Bank of America fully, and they listed part of the shares on the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And as I mentioned, in 2019, they merged with NIC Bank, which also had gone through a series of growth trajectory until when it became NC Bank in 2019. What stands out in our journey is the specialities that we have in various sectors. And which are these? If you look at the digital business, we are actually the #1 digital bank, even in Uganda. And I will be able to tell you why. If you look at asset finance, where my colleague Addad heads that unit, in East Africa, we've been known to be the asset finance house because we have financed almost 75% of all the assets that you see moving all over the roads in the manufacturing entities and all that kind of stuff. So the newest development in 2024, when we fully acquired AIG as an insurance company, and on top of what we do as a commercial bank, we also have other non-bank financial services that would include insurance, as I'll be able to speak to them as we go along. So from a Ugandan landscape, we do have presence largely in Kampala and the nearby surrounding areas. We're quite profitable as an institution. And from a regional perspective, we're in Kenya, we're in Tanzania, we are in Rwanda, we are also in West Africa, in Ghana, as well as Ivory Coast. When you talk about capital, because these are areas that you're deeply passionate with, we can be able to support anyone that is going to borrow in excess of $100 million. How many of you are here that would essentially like to borrow that kind of money? I don't know. And of course, the challenge is if you can be able to stretch us and say, move me from 100 to 150, we'll still play in that space because we do have a lot of capital to support that. Still, within the non-banking subsidiaries, we've also got an investment bank. You will make the money, as it has been said, but you also need to have that money invested. Diversify your risk investments. It's not just about you making money, recycling money in business, growing the businesses. There is more to it, because as you keep on growing, as you keep on aging, you've got to get to a certain level where you've got diversified investment portfolios. And this can only happen when you have a partner of our nature. There was a question that was asked, at what point do you diversify? You cannot do the same things the same way, growing in a snail-paced way, and then you expect that you will become what you want to be. So at some point, you have to get into diversified investments. I'll tell you for free that we do have clients that we have supported invest globally. In that if anything came and there was a situation, God forbid, they will probably leave us and they will start another life in a very happy way. It starts very small. You may think if I have 200 million shillings, this is too little money, but it's something and it will change a lot. But you must be able to identify with the right partner. I won't delve much into our business in Uganda, but just to tell you that we having only 5 branches doesn't mean that we don't have a lot of customers. In fact, we have 15 million customers. And someone will ask themselves, how do you have these 15 million customers? Or how do you even make profits in excess of 45 billion shillings, yet you only have 5 branches? A lot of you who have interacted with More Cash, those that have borrowed on MTN, we are the guys behind that capital. We put in capital and then take the risk so that MTN is able to lend to you. Then we have a partnership where we share revenue. But on top of that, we do run what we call a corporate banking model, which is now metamorphosing into what you will term a value chain financing. So we had been a bit shy to be able to bring on board clients that don't have a little bit of advancements in terms of capital requirements. I'm talking about monies maybe in excess of about 1 billion shillings. We've been a bit shy in that area, but we are now coming down a bit. So you may find we don't have very many customers, but those that we have are extremely profitable and they get the right service. For an entity like Chada, what we are saying is we want to partner with you to understand Chada much better, to understand your cycles much better, so that we can come up with solutions that are bespoke in nature to actively support you. So we've got over 3 million borrowing customers as well that are active. That was as at Friday. Our segments that we run, still in the interest of time, I'll not go deeper into that, but just know that you're safe, we support you, and we shall continue to do that. Now, what is our understanding of your requirements? And we could be wrong, maybe. Here, I'll focus largely on the two, the freight transport logistics and then channel partners, but we know that some of you are also into the manufacturing sector. So those are some of the unique requirements that you do have or you do need. And we've designed solutions to be able to speak exactly to those requirements. But as we go along, I will be able to just talk about a few solutions which I think will stand out, especially from the interactions that we have had with a couple of you. I think Haji spoke about the challenge that he has with MTN in terms of the collections using mobile money. The percentage is extremely high. So what we have done is we have designed a product which we call Muzuri Pay. How does it work? Your customer can be able to use their phone using a USSD code. If they are tech savvy, they can download the Muzuri Pay app. And they will be able to buy hardware products from you. You will be able to receive that money real time, and you will not be charged. What will happen is that we have come up with a wallet called Muzuri Pay. Your customer walks into your hardware shop using a USSD code. If they don't have a smartphone, they're able to punch in a USSD code and pay you. You will be able to receive that money, okay, as a merchant at no charge. If a bag of cement says 32,000, let me give an example. What you will receive is 32,000 shillings. However, there will be a charge which will be borne by the person who is paying you. Now, that's a good question. The charge has been tiered, but to give you perspective, if someone is going to pay anything above 5 million shillings, then they will pay about 10,000 shillings. Anything above 5 million shillings, about 10,000 shillings. But if it's way below that, then the tiers that we have made have been able to accommodate us so that the charge is much less. Remember, we have a partnership with MTN. That's what I started with. So part of the charge we are bearing it as a bank. Now, setting you up on this particular platform is very easy. We can do it remotely. You can start having the experience, and then you can be able to start to transact. The biggest advantage for me on this one are number one, when that money is sent to your account, you will be able to receive it real time. And then the second one is that we will give you the opportunity to be able to itemize whatever is being bought and in whichever quantities on that particular app. Number three, you're able to reconcile on a daily basis. So we just share with you a report that has every single information of whoever has paid you, so you don't have to go through the nitty-gritties of doing other manual reconciliations elsewhere. And there is no duplication of any transaction. We're already doing this with quite a number of customers, not within this particular space, in other segments or sectors of the economy, and the experience has been quite overwhelming. Now, we are building a stock management capability within the same app, so that it can also give you, and will be training you on how to be able to stock manage your stock, because I know that is also one of the biggest Achilles that you do have. So that app is quite effective, and we do believe that it's one of those that will be able to become a game changer for you in your business. I know, and we will be able to take questions as and when they come so that we can unpack.
The world has gone cashless. You look at your counters now. People come to buy cement. Almost 60% pay on mobile money and Airtel. And then you look at the drawer telling us cent. I think I know about what it can be into. At the end of the day, when you come to paying the commission, you pay through the nose. And this thing can only get bigger and bigger. So we need something. We need to be sure with that.
Okay, let me take some more time on that. The cost of setup. We give you forms, you fill the forms, we set you up as a merchant for free. Then if you have your merchant code, what then will happen is that anyone that comes to you will give you marketing material, branding material. Anyone that comes to you, they just fill in the merchant code and send money to you as a merchant. And then that merchant code is connected to your account, from where you're able now to generate your daily statements, and you can even do it on an hourly basis, by the way. If you decide to be able to generate your statement on an hourly basis, you can do that. So there is no cost for setting up, but the cost which is there is that cost that will be borne by that person who is buying from you, but not you. No. Very good question. That person does not need to have money in our bank, by the way. They can have money elsewhere, whether in another bank, whether on MTN. We have not yet finished the integrations with Airtel, but it's an ongoing journey. We hope we should be able to get done by November. But any bank account, MTN, you can transfer that money. And there is no limitation. Okay? So that product is called a Mzuri Pay product. Yes, we've got staff. There is 4 of us. So there's going to be that engagement, and even those that would like to be given an experience on how it works, that will definitely happen. We are with you today, tomorrow, at night, in the morning, all throughout. So I thought that would be one of the solutions to address your cash collections needs. Then, of course, the other one, which you may have interacted with, is the cash depositor machines. Here we come, we install a cash depositor machine for you. There is insurance, and if your buyers, the moment your buyers put that money into that machine, your money is instantly reflected onto your account. So we don't have to wait for CIT to come and pick that money and take it to the bank. So we have had a connection with CIT in a sense that with the suppliers of the CDMs, in a sense that the moment money drops into the machine, then your account, you'll get a notification that this credit has happened on your account, and therefore if it's about dispatching goods or whichever, you can do that. Now for this, there's a cost, and that cost, it depends on, number one, the amount of receivables or money that you get on a daily basis and maybe on a monthly basis. And then number two, that cost as well will come in the proximity. When you look at the proximity from where you are to where the money is supposed to be deposited after maybe a week or 2 or whichever. Now that is a discussion that we can always have and then agree. Average, they hold about 350 million shillings, but also it depends on the notes that you put in there. because they have different cassettes. You've got a cassette for 10,000, 5,000, 50,000.
Abadang, this is something that we need, I think, also. You know, the world very dangerous. You've seen situations where people come to our shops, put our stuff on gunpoint. Bad people, attack us along the way, going to the bank. And by the way, after mobile money, the most dangerous sector, which is attacked by wrong people, is hardware. My friend George Chip is not here, but Madam is here. She's a cow now. My daughter survived death by inches. She will testify. Now, what are these cash deposit machines? About how much you don't know them. Please come and set it up in your shop somewhere, maybe in your accounts office or in your MD's office, somewhere. Whatever money that you collect, over finance manager, over accountant, over just deposit. You can even do it at intervals. Maybe like in the morning, Zemkoze up to 11. Then you toss a chikumi one day. Now, it is it goes straight into your account. You get immediate credit. The machine is in your building. After selling the money, go and deposit the money in the machine. Your account gets pregnant immediately. The money goes on your account immediately. Week, it's not your business. It is their security, it is money. Probably what they charge you is that little fee of cash in transit, carrying it from your shop to their bank. But what you don't. So at the end of the day, tuba tufunye insurance eyo. I mean, oba insured against, you know, abana bulisawa gena ka kwata ensawo. Kinzo kibanange ensi gyegenda. Kikabwe mu nadala fa bali mu hardware. Thank you.
Banange ekyuma kino kyamana akinewe. Twagala atubulire bye batubulira bituufu, bikola bitya. Kwanze kyentegeddemu kiri kimu nti seefu yo efuuka banka y'abali. Si bwe kiri? Literally you are getting an ATM in your shop. Chairman, bikola bitya temutugatta.
Members, cash deposit machines, they have been here for almost a year. Plus, it is like an ATM machine where you see that you deposit in the ATM, but this time it is customized. It is at your own place. So what the bank does is to install it at your place. It is exclusive for your use. If you need, you can even get your big customers that they bank directly. They can come and just deposit directly into your account. As they are depositing, the slips come out and they reflect that you have already what? Banked. It is real time. It is real time. Once the money is there, it goes into the machine. It is already. It goes direct onto your account. You are created immediately. And two, because when you send somebody to the bank, you spend there more than 4 hours. You imagine you have a cashier who is spending 4 hours or 5 hours in the banking hall. So we are saying that this person is no longer your employee. You are just employing somebody to do banking. But this time, whatever money you get, you bank. And the risk, that's where we are looking at most. We say that who is bearing the risk? The risk is borne by the bank, because the bank insures, and they own the machine, and they install the machine, they supervise the machine, and they are linked to the machine, in that at their bank they see how much
is deposited into the machine, they will know immediately that the machine is almost full, and then they will send in the what? The cash, whatever, to come and collect their money, because it is no longer your money. So that's how it works. It is working smarter. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we shall have sets of questions after his presentation. But this sounds very exciting. Hey, Chairman, what did you do, Kamba? But thank you for bringing them.
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing it home quite deeply. I appreciate that. So those are two solutions for collections. The reason why I'm not going through everything is because you know most of them, I would assume. The other one that I may probably talk about in terms of collections is on the agent banking side. We've all used agents, correct? So we know how it works. You use an agent for a payment, you use an agent for a collection, but as an added income for you at your premises at the Kiduka is you can also become an agent yourself. So we can onboard you as an agent so that you can have that as part of your other revenue stream. So that can also be able to work. The others, for the point of sales, you also know all those machines that people use to swipe and all that. Now, I will quickly go into one of the unique prepositions that we have under trade and working capital. Sorry? There is a charge for the point of sales. So whoever comes to swipe their card, your debit card, you're charged. Okay. I've taken note of that. Yes, thank you very much. I've taken note of that. But also, when we look at you individually, depending on the collaboration that we have, we are able to cut down on some of those prices. There is no one size fit all. So I will not go through everything because I'm very sure that most of this you know. But if you don't know, we have the time. The guys are 4. I don't know how many are we making in terms of numbers? 111. 111 divided by 4. You can see we'll have all the time for everyone to be able to unpack 27.5. Yes, 27.5, calculate the hours until when we are leaving. So we'll be able to unpack each and everything. So I'll not go through all that. Now, I'll quickly, and I spoke about asset finance being one of our flagship products. It's very important that as you operationalize your business, you look at what is going to give you the competitive edge. Even if you're operating from Tungamo, from wherever, that buyer of yours requires those products at their premises. And it may need you to get some form of movement. So what we are saying is that as NCBA, we would like to support you in that journey. If you have any fleet requirements, please, let's have a conversation. And even when you've already bought your units, depending, we can be able to look at them, we'll be able to value them, and then we do what we call a sell and lease back. Untie some of your working capital, money that you got to acquire those, and then we give it back to you so that you can put it back into the business. Isn't that exciting? Now, the other one is whenever you get any equipment that you want to buy, those that would like to now diversify into manufacturing, and even those still in transport, because I know the likes of HIMA would really appreciate conducting business with you and you have your own fleet. We come in to support you. You only need to give us a contribution of 10%, then we'll walk the journey of 90%. I'm aware that some of you go directly to the suppliers, isn't it? You'll put a down payment of say 40% or whichever. You go and use a vehicle, and then you pay at the end of the maybe a year or two or whichever. So what we are saying that even under those circumstances, what we can do for you as a bank is that we will be in negotiations with that supplier to allow you not to give them cash up front, but accept us to give them what we call a letter of credit for a period of 12 months. Then after those 12 months, if you're in position, you can make the full payment. There, what we do normally is we may ask that we have some collections towards the end of the 12 months period, maybe at the 9th month, 10th, 11th, 12th, so that at least we prepare ourselves for that payment. But should you not again have money to pay when that letter of credit matures, then we can be able to convert it into an import loan over a period of maybe 4 years or even 5 years, depending. Now, for some other smart guys, what they normally do is instead of them having these assets on their balance sheet, they would rather have these assets leased. So we can as well offer you what we call a finance lease, where those assets will be bought for you by the bank, and they will be in the names of the bank. And then for you, what you pay, what you will pay are the lease rentals over the lease period. Once you finish up that period, then you can have that asset back. Sorry? No. That's a finance lease. On the operating side is where you have got to become a residual value investor, so that that particular asset now gets into the names, okay, of that leasing company. As we are not a company, I'm talking about the bank. There's a difference there. And I thank you for bringing that up. On the operational leasing side, we are in the process of setting up an operational independent leasing entity within Uganda that will be able to offer you those operating leases. The difference here is that for you now, your job is to do your work. For us, we do the maintenance, all the vehicles are on the road, and all those kind of things. But of course, we factor in a certain amount that will take care of the wear and tear. You have to change tire. We do it. But that is going to happen in the next phase.
You know, this slogan that Erin wrote, we get rich together with the moon. You've talked about something that I thought we needed to think about. Statement, you made that statement, but it carries a lot of weight that we must make our business free competitive. Because under normal circumstances, what we do, banking, bachita debit credit, stock cement, mitaimbwa, open the shop and wait for customers to come. But at another appointment, they might come, they might not come. and like everybody, like almost whatever new building that comes up, it's hardware, you know that. But how do we make our businesses a little more appetizing, unavoidable? Unavoidable is the key issue that we need to think about here, members, Chada members. What is that unique product that probably you can sit with your bank and see how to have it in your business? Allow me to give you my personal example. There's something that I went in, of course, with my bank, and I started ready-mix concrete. Ready-mix, because I looked at the trends of the business, that the way things are changing, people now that have very big projects no longer use Gali Bili Kasao. Someone will come and buy tools from you, and then it only comes back when he's doing plaster. Then when you've lost the biggest bulk of the business, for us who are selling cement. So you notice that, like me, of course, going into that ready mix, along the way, there's a way it makes someone drive all the way from wherever to come and talk to me if he wants that particular product. But what does that take is probably sitting with your partner as a bank let's not lie them. Let's tell them everything. This is what I have, and this is what I want. Look at all Budichimu in black and white. Chino chendina, chino sichirina, chino sichirina. What do you think you can create out of this? So think my take out of that statement is really, let's in our businesses, let's try to make our businesses competitive. Let's continue forcing someone to drive the jam and look for you. One unique item, apart from the usual that we do. Of course, it doesn't have to be out of your product range. It doesn't have to be something different from your business. It can be, should be in your line of business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'll just talk about two items last. One of them, still under insurance, is the insurance premium finance. I think there's been a lot of discussions around de-risking some of the aspects of our businesses, including stock. We do have a product whereby we are able to pay insurance for you on your behalf over a period of 10 months. So what happens then is that you just make monthly payments until when the expiry of that 10 months elapses. And it's at an interest rate of 7.5% per annum. So divide that by 12, you get the number. Now, instead of you going up front to pay for your insurance, please, we can be able to support you. We pay it on your behalf and then give you a schedule where you'll pay on a monthly basis. Lastly, on the on the SACCO side, the investment side, I know where is Kasule, Hardware Home, and he's my friend, you can imagine. But he was saying, so what I'm trying to say is it's important that his call to action for you to create a SACCO is not undermined. Because whatever you will borrow from that SACCO will be much cheaper than when you come to a bank. Now this, I'm giving it to you at a passionate level. But it will not be sufficient for you to advance your requirements. Because each and every one of you has unique requirements that require financial attention. But it is very important that you actually develop a strong SACCO, and that SACCO can be able to support you, achieve your aspirations the right way on a daily basis. Lastly, in terms of partnerships, it's been said that I know Chada is evolving. There is so much that you're doing, but it is true that you've missed out on a couple of opportunities. On Thursday, I was presenting at the Mineral Wealth Conference, and I got 2 companies that are coming here to do mining. Actually, one of them has set up, and they are looking for construction materials worth about $12 million. And the questions then were, who do we partner with to be the suppliers? So get into these spaces. I want to encourage that get into the spaces where the right conversations are before time, so that you can be seen to be that player that can support and provide this kind of support. One of them is doing a waste management plant, which is going to be extracting and dumping the polyot VPs, the certain mineral which comes from uranium. Another one is going to set up in Chidera. There's a place called Chidera. They're also going into uranium. So it is important. And again, this resonates with, I think it was Dick also who said it, that sometimes you need to know the kind of consultant that you have. In life, you may need 3 people as entrepreneurs: a doctor, a banker, and a lawyer. Always look for someone that will give you the right financial advice. Always look for someone that will give you the right financial advice. I know Alex is looking at me in a very interesting way, because he has always asked me, why don't you come and be part of my board? Look for someone who at least has more than 16, 17 years in corporate finance, because they know, and they will guide you, and they will tell you where the pros are for free. you may not even need to pay them. So thank you very much. I'll pause it here and then listen to the questions. I know my colleagues are around, so I'm not alone. They will be able to respond to you, as well as myself.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for NCBA Bank. Members, it is not by accident that today we only have NCBA Bank here. And looking at their products, I see why chairman and the executive made such a decision. My take home kano katutenga kakulu nti safe yo efuka ATM gwe nogisibira munda bo byabwe nze bwe nzikola nga nteeka mu banka ekyo bankifunye bulungi bwe kiri. And lastly, you talked of a sell and lease back, meaning that if I have already bought that truck, it is mine. I can sell it to the bank can buy it from again. Me, that's why I want you to throw more highlight. Assuming I already have a truck and I don't want to get a term loan on it, do I need to buy it from you? What similar? Asset finance, I will get it.
Good afternoon once again. That is my name. I know some Chada members can also answer this question, but I will answer it. A sale and leaseback means that you've already bought machinery or motor vehicle, and you have tied in a lot of money. So what you do, you sell this machinery or motor vehicle to the bank. We buy it under sales arrangement, and then we release it back to you. So what it means is that we enter into a sales agreement by you becoming a vendor, selling the car or the machinery to the bank, and then you actually unlock the working capital by paying us in installments. And eventually, at the end of the lease period, you will again take back the equipment and it becomes yours. In business, it is very important to avoid what we call committed costs, because every cost you can avoid, please try to avoid it. So it is one of the ways of actually managing your working capital. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got interested in I got interested in the machinery. But I'm based in Barara. You don't have a branch there. Can we also access that service?
Good afternoon, members. Yakange katono nnyo. Tutte muzuri. Tubuulidde advantages ezirimu tetutegedde disadvantages. Ate nga twalyagadde tuzitegeere oba oliawo twerinde nga bukyali tuleme kufuna mu buzibu. Eyansa.
Thank you very much for thank you very much for the other input. Where yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just coming in. It's a warning to everybody, but I just want to share with you that during my so many years of experience, we have been engaging insurance companies. But I heard you saying that you're going to be paying for insurance. Yeah, out of those insurance, there's one insurance I would want you not to incorporate. And I'm speaking it with very, very good intention, not bad about this stuff. Don't put it on your
Strong one coming in from Daddy. Daddy Tabakusui.
Thank you very much, NCBA, for the presentation.
mine is a pain point. Oftentimes, when customers come to the bank to access financing, the timeline to have these loans approved is a pain. When we come to the bank for money, we want it now, not after 2 months, not after 3 months. So, quite often, you find that the bankers give you lots of questions which keep on coming in piecemeal. Is there a possibility that NCBA is different from the current bankers that are doing these things? Thank you.
Thank you. We have George. Obasoka Demovin.
Odeyo basebo ni banyabo. Sebo mashini eyo bweba eri mu idduuka lyange especially ku weekend internet etera okuvaako like from 4 like on Friday until Monday. Kati fa ab'ebidduuka aba check said every day oba otaire mu sente oli kwenda deflecting ekyeke ebitemu nga internet chwe internet eziraku. Ensonga eyo sebo ojjagyegemaga otya neyanziza.
I have been told those who have more questions to NCBB Bank, we still have them today and tomorrow. Let him answer those because we want to come to the end of the day and we still have a lot not yet covered. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I will take those questions. So, disadvantages of Muzuri Pay. Just like any other system, the system can go off. But if it goes off, the system bw'evaako ng'oli already yasasudde sente ezo already oba wazifunye, kitegeeza tofiirwa. Era system bw'eba evuddeko tukunotifyinga nti system tekola ki? Teriiko ku namba gye watuwa nga turegisteringa merchant code eyo. Kati awo n'omanya. Naye ebisigadde sinnafunayo disadvantage ku Muzuri Pay, sinnaba. Actually, tulina kye tuli okukola ku Muzuri Pay okulabika nti esobola okukola reconciliations, stock reconciliations. And this has been asked by one of the other sectors, so si wano wetuli, and we are doing the developments of that phase. So nammwe kijja kuba kibayamba nnyo 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 ddala. Mr. Baria, you asked the questions about CDMs in Barara. Yes, we will definitely deliver for you CDMs in Barara. We don't have presence in Barara, but we've got an arrangement with Post Bank and Centenary, whereby where we locate our CDMs, we repatriate that cash, and then it's banked into those institutions. It gets reflected on your account instantly. The other question, actually it was not a question. I think Daddy otuwadde advise eyo era tugitutte. Time to money was the question here. And I like being honest. Sometimes it doesn't really augur well with some people. Bw'oba omugenyi ewaka n'oyingira mu ddiiro ne bakuwa entebe nti tuula ku ntebe eyo, oli n'agenda n'aleeta ekikopo kya caayi n'akusanga ng'ovuddewo ku ntebe eyo, ayinza okugamba musajja ono mbega wano we namugambye atuula ate kati azzeeri. So kati naawe bw'ojja mu bank tuba tetukumanyi nnyo. Kati tuba twagala tukube mu tooki tumanye azoona ali atya. Naye kasita tutandika naawe and your conduct is okay, eba bisigaddewo bannamwe bajja babuulira. It becomes easier. So it is temporary pain at the moment. Nsaba tulabike nti we accept it temporarily naye biba bijulidde mu maaso ate biba binene nnyo. Obuzibu obusinga kuba kino nammwe mukimanyi babanka abasinga tubaddeko mu mabanka toyinza kumala myaka 17 16 ejange mu banki ng'obadde mu banka emu kiba kizibu nnyo nnyo ddala. So challenges ezimu ze tusanga ziri nti approval limits. Osanga banka nga omuntu agenda okwaprovinga facility eyo atudde London, atudde South Africa, atudde Kenya, atudde wa. Kati ffe banka eyaffe tulina autonomy okutuula ne tugaa nti zino sente tuzimuwe oba tetuzimuwe ziri mmeka ate mu bungi bwazo. Kuba kati ffe wano mu Uganda internally we can approve up to 35 billion shillings. I know it's small but we can still grow. Ntono naye tujja kukola ki? So if that can be done eziba zisigadde tuba tukola ki? Tudda ate si wali Kenya. Application weba eruddewo nkwatawo ennyonyi dakiikaana ne bagaba bannange sente zino tuzeetaaga. So our turnaround time approximately I will give you 3 weeks if we have every information.
The challenge about borrowing, let me tell you now from the Chiduka side, come to you when we need the money as soon as yesterday. I mean, and something that we've noticed, especially in Ugandan banks, is that you can hardly sit with a client and ask him everything that you need at a go. You keep on surprising him. That's actually synonymous with percent of banks in Uganda. You keep on surprising us. We forgot this. Bring this. No, your neighbors this. This, and sometimes you fatigue us as borrowers. And if we have an option along the way, the 3 weeks is really a lot. With this current automation, where you can even get my history from another bank, even if I just walked into your sitting room today, you can get my history from Standard Chartered where I've been. You have CRB. Technology is at your disposal. I can assure you, people change financing options because of turnaround time. Thank you.
Ekyo kikulu nnyo, and thank you very much, Simon. We will definitely take into consideration that. And you know, there were banks where we did develop some products, lending against property, twali twanguya 1 week, tubagala okuddamu, like we can develop that kind of initiative. So we are working on it, and we will be able to deliver on that. Mwai Mutebe, ekibuuzo ekyo ky'obuuziza kikulu ino. Lwaki ku Sunday tosaba ekifo ekyokulinda sente? Perano, amazima gali nti. Okay, thank you very much for accepting. So what he had asked is, on Sundays, is the system on for the cash depositor machines? So that if he has got a check to pay on Monday, that money is reflected that day, and then the check does not get to bounce. The reality is that we can't deliver that on Sunday. But for Saturday, you'll get the right credits onto your account. Sunday is very, very difficult and impossible. But we take it away. It's a conversation that we'll have with the builders of the CDM machines so that that functionality can be opened up. And I'll tell you why. Banks, when someone looks at a bank, they think money. So we are susceptible to frauds. Most frauds happen during that time. And you have to put in controls to be able to stay away from those frauds. Thank you. Now, when you look at the way the systems are integrated, here you're the one transferring money from your account to the cement buyer or the same bank. That one is, it just goes through seamlessly. But the integrations that we have with the CDM machines are in such a way that connect that machine to our core system. That machine is like a third party to the conversation. So you don't know what happens in those rails. That's why you've got to put in a bit of measures to control. Because the moment that money goes into your account, or the moment someone deposits, we cannot say that you don't have that money. We have to pay, whether it's there, whether it's not there. Then also on the insurance side, they are quite hesitant to give you a package that accommodates that day, Sunday. That's okay. Public holidays are fine. You'll be able to get your money.
Thank you, Mr. Villiers. You talked of Muzur app. The money stays on the app, or is account number? If I'm transferring to account number, it has to be NCBA. And is there a cost or there is no cost?
Thank you for that question. There is zero cost. Because the moment that money hits your account, we don't charge anything. But of course, if you're going to spend that money and you're transferring it, depending on where, if it's an EFT, a TT, telegraphic transfer, then an RTGS, then there will be a cost attached to that RTGS. So they've asked me to wind up. I think I would really want to take this opportunity again to thank you all. Number one, for accommodating us. When we met with your executive, the message was that the retreat is supposed to be only for members. But finally, they got a soft spot to allow us come and have this dialogue. We don't take it for granted. We would like to reassure you that we are very, very keen to fostering a formidable partnership with you. And please, if you like to invite us in any sessions to further enhance on the ability for you to make more money, as it has always been, we are happy to do that. In terms of training, we will also be delighted if you can allow us, give us sessions where we can train members of Chada. It will be for free. It could be online, it could be maybe in such a physical setting. I think that's one of the other things that we can be able to do. Then the last one from me is let's keep the engagements going. The opportunities are there. And I can tell you, much as we miss the ones for oil and gas, the opportunities continue to be there and they will be there. But thank you so much, and we really appreciate what Chada is doing for the organization and for all the members. We only hope and pray that you can grow bigger and better, and in terms of financial literacy, advice, support, we'll always be there on call to support you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, NCBA Bank, for that very powerful presentation. And we request now that Mututege Daba Chada, when we come to, you reduce the time. When I say Chada, first thing Chada, you know we have reference faster, foster the relationship. Others, thank you so much. Lastly, but most important, last year when we sat for Kalangala 1 in a similar meeting like this one, one of the standouts of that engagement, twagamba tugenda kukola a 1 trillion billion bank, netuleeta ekirowoozo nti surely as Chada members, it's high time we formed a circle. Our intention is not this circle. Our intention and the picture we are given by, I think it was Kamlegea, was a construction bank, saying that we as Chada members, we can metamorphose into a bank. So we began that journey by starting with the SACCO. After the retreat in Kalangala, we took the necessary steps, and delighted to inform you that we have our SACCO up and running. But that was the beginning. We have an intention. From the SACCO, we want to go through the phases such that we can have the financial independence that we need, but of course with the NCBA Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, before us is our very own chairman, the first chairman of the SACCO. We elected him, take us through the first phase of our SACCO, and he's going to present to us how far we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Abdihad. Let us step back. Let us stand up. Step back to our seats. We are going to stand on one leg. George, you're excused. George, you're excused from and say SACCO 10 times. SACCO, 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 SACCO. Let's switch this leg. How we change? SACCO. You can take your seat. Rebecca, thank you so much. The challenge I have is the time. You all know that we have shot past our scheduled time, but I'm going to use the time that we have to take you through some of the things that we've been able to do in the SACCO. My name is Owechitiwa David Sediabule. You may be wondering, Simon Mulaba, ono omusajja lwaki yeyita waki Owechitiwa? Between 204 and 209, Ssaabasajja Kabaka yasiima n'annonda okubeera ow'essaza eryakabula. Buganda is divided into 18 counties, so I was given responsibility to govern one of the counties on behalf of the king. Naye mukodde wange ono Simon aŋŋamba mubangobera kuki ku ssimu. You remember the Kayunga saga? Who were the people in charge? Naye kansubira nti waliwo drone bayinza okugamba nti twali tukunoonya. But anyway, that is where the story of Owechitiwa comes from. Ate nno ssebo Simon aga nti bangobera ku ssimu. Yansasula ayina bye yankwasa, naye that is the story for another day. So SACCO technology, are we together? SACCO, as the MC has told us, it is something that came from, it is something that people had been talking about. Mukimanyi bulungi nti all of us have been facing challenges in one way or another. Challenges with financing, challenges with so many things. And the discussion has always been, how do we overcome these financial challenges that we almost face on a daily basis? So we have always been talking about doing something, about creating a fund where people can come and get financing at a reasonably cheaper interest, and n'obukwakulizo nga si bungi nnyo. So those of you who are here in Kalangala 1, a resolution was made to have the circle set up, and in that conference or retreat, a committee was set up to start the process of operationalizing the circle. This committee, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the people who are in the committee. That committee had myself, it had the Mr. Balia Apollo, please stand up. The committee had Haj Haruna Serunjoji, it had Haj Tribe Muhire, Mr. Dick Wadada Wanasolo, it had Maria Kamoga, and our admin then was Irene. So we are given a responsibility of making sure that this wonderful idea that people had come up with operationalized. I can state without fear of contradiction that we did that work very well. And on 22nd of May 2024, we had our circle officially registered with the Ministry of Trade and Cooperatives, and a certificate was awarded to us. So I'd like to thank the committee for that wonderful job. In this presentation, we are going to briefly look at the background of this, which I've probably talked about. We are going to look at the vision and mission, the structure, how far we have gone to date, how do you become a member, what are the benefits if you become a member, what are some of the things that we are already doing, and then probably what is the way forward. But before we go into further details, I think it is very, next slide. It's very important for us to understand why or what this circle stands for and what we should be looking at in the future. We are saying that the circle, the vision of the circle, is a Chada community that is financially independent, self-sustaining, and building enduring prosperity. Sako bwebaawo ebizibu byaffe ebyenfuna tuba tubikoze eki, tuba tusobola okubyemalira ne tubeera nga tusobola okutwala obulamu bwaffe mu maaso. Our mission is to be the leading circle in Uganda, fully owned and managed by the hardware, the Chada community. Next slide. So, our constituent fena tutegere tukwatagana bulungi. All of us are on the same page. Sako, before I go into the structure, emphasizing the vision. Sako, tutegere olulimi luki. Olulimi lwaki? Lwasin. So if we are to achieve that vision I presented to you, twetaaga ki? Oli yakola atya? Twetaaga ki? Sente, twetaaga ki? Nothing else. So I've had many people asking us, banne sako yaffe yakola ki? Yatuukawa. Banne sako tetugiwuliza. Sako temujja giwuliza singa temuleeta ki? Sente. So I want us, before we leave Kalangala 2, to have committed ourselves to supporting the circle so that we can make it what we want to be. We have somebody, a lady, one of us, Aliwa Bwerwao, Angelina? Penina. She's going to be registering people who want to join the what? The circle. I'm appealing to all of you, please, before you leave Kalangala, register with the what? The SACCO. She's there. She will be registering. Registration is 30,000 shillings. I'll tell you what that means as I wind up the presentation. So please register with the SACCO, then you see the benefits. So when we, as part of the process to register the SACCO, title was anti-viangu. We are just going to go and pick a certificate and all that. SACCOs are one of the heavily regulated institutions in Uganda. So we got a shock of ourselves when we went to the ministry, and there were a series of things that we are supposed to do before we get the certificate. So among those were this requirement: we had to set up a functional structure, and that structure had to be filled with people, and the people had to be trained, and all that had to be achieved before a certificate is awarded. So quickly, I want to take you through what our structure is. We have a general assembly. The general assembly, of course, comprises of members like you who are going to be joining, for those who have not yet joined. We have a vetting committee. A vetting committee ensures that members adhere to the standards of the ministry and the standards that are governing the operation of SACCOs in Uganda. That of course includes things like accountability. So many things are involved in that. And they also ensure, the vetting committee is responsible for identifying leaders for the SACCO. Those are the people who are going to bebakuba torch, bebakulembera akamyufu akavaamu ababagenda okukulembera ki SACCO. Let me take this opportunity to introduce the members that were appointed into that organ at our first AGM that was conducted last year. And the members are Mami Margaret Sekide as one of the members on the vetting committee. We have Mr. Laisi Tole Edward as the other member. We have Mr. Uthman Sengo as the third member of the vetting committee. Further down, we have a supervisory committee. This will ensure that whatever happens in the committee is done according to regulations and policies that are set. This was also elected in that AGM, and I'm happy to announce the members who are elected in that committee, who are Mr. Masaba, Mr. Patrick Mudok, sorry, please stand up for recognition. Muchala waffe Evelyn Mutebe, Mr. Oponya Michael from Superdeal was also appointed on that committee. Then lastly, we have the board of directors that were also appointed at the AGM, and it's in that AGM that I was appointed as the chair, which David said before you. Miss Maria Musoke was appointed as the treasurer. Namusoke, sorry. Mr. Dennis Owiri was appointed as my deputy chair. Mr. Dick Wadada Wanasolo was appointed as a member on the board. Mr. Muhire Tribe, the Secretary General. Mr. Saji Alexander as a member. Mr. Simon Sekancha Omuyeka as a member. Mr. Ismail Ule as a member. And then Mr. Alex Muhanji as also a member of the board. Kigumivu si kigumivu ekintu kiki kikwafu so kati kisigadde twagala ki twagala sente. Next slide. So the other we have a secretariat and the committees that are responsible for the different organs of the SACCO. What have we done in the period between Kalangala 1 and now. First of all, we did the mobilization for the required number of, to register we are required to have 30 members. So we mobilized and we were able to recruit 32 pioneer members that were able to register the association. Like I've already informed you, we had the the SACCO registered. We had our first AGM. We set up an office, and at this point I would like to thank Chairman Waffe for being very kind to us. Tetwa innocent. Atenga twetaaga ki office. Chairman n'atuwa office enga ne bwe mujja mwenna nga mwagala kujja ku training oba ku meeting ya SACCO tujja mu office. Chairman yatuwa. So Chairman, thank you so much. Currently we are housed at Build Max in Old Kampala, and yeah, that's where we are. So thank you very much, Chairman. How do you join the SACCO? You can become a member of the SACCO by, as a first point of reference, paying registration of 30,000 shillings. Okutandika okwogera naawe n'okutandika okutunulako olina okuba nga otuwadde emitwalo emeka? 3. Emitwalo gino 3 gye gituyamba okukola obuntuntu obwo obutono obujja okusobozesa to be able to serve you. So everybody that becomes, if you are to become a member, if you have anything to do with the SACCO, the first point of reference is to pay 30,000 shillings. Era nga bwe nabagambye tuyina omukyala wano who is doing the registration. Please, I kindly request that tuli 110 members. Some of those have already registered and are full members. Those of you who have not registered, let's take the first step and pay what? Membership today. Then results. The next step would be to become a full member of the SACCO. For you to be able to become a full member of the SACCO, we set the membership fee for 1 million shillings. These are things that not David Isediablo came up with. These were things that were agreed in our first annual general meeting. George naye nje badde njala mwebaza nti yatuwa ekifo we tubadde tusinkanira Georgina Gardens. That's why we had our annual general meeting. So the fee is 1 million. This is the one of ogisasula mulundi ki gumu. Omugaso gwayo, this is the money that is supposed to set up the organization, the institution. When we were in Kalangala 1, somebody was saying, like I think the MC said, we are not looking at a SACCO. We are looking at a what? A bank. Even the people from NSP have just talked about it. We are looking at a what? A bank. So those of you who are here, you have an opportunity to be part of a what? The first bank that is fully owned and run and managed by the hardware community in Uganda is going to come from. So when you're paying the 1 million, you can imagine somebody who, Centenary Bank started as a SACCO. Are you aware that Centenary Bank started as a SACCO? So you can imagine somebody who started that Centenary SACCO. If that person is still holding on that small piece that they got, how much that is worth? Mujja kumbuulira myaka 10 nga Chada SACCO efuuse ki? So please don't miss out on this opportunity. Then the third payment that we agreed on is that we decided to float shares. Shares, if you become a member, we have this big cake called Chada SACCO. For you to know how much of that big cake do you own, you buy shares. So the number of shares that you buy determine how much you own, which portion belongs to you as a member of the SACCO. And the share is 100,000 shillings, and you are free to buy as many as 1 million shares. Tujja kusaba aba NCB batuleetere kiri ekyuma kye bagambye kuki ku office yaffe. So what are some of the benefits? I'm really rushing through this because of time. You have access to affordable loans. Kwakkuliza obwe tubadde twogerako Simon bwagambye nti noddayo ne bakusaba kano, it will be us to determine what we want our members to do, what to feel through before we can. So you have that opportunity. We're encouraging a saving culture. You'll see in the next slide something about saving. We have customized products and services, so it will be us to decide which products we want the SACCO to do what, to give. One of the products that I'll talk about briefly is the paid day staff loan. Is the collateral. We'll be looking at more trust, goodwill, and group guarantee. So, on a briefcase y'ebyapa tuyinza obutagyetaaga. Tujja kutunuulira ebintu ebiki ebirala. Of course, there is networking, then dividends and interest. Whoever owns shares in the SACCO, definitely at the end of the financial year, they are entitled to dividend at the end of the financial cycle. Then, of course, what I've talked about, you have ownership and voting rights when you are a paid member. So what are some of the products or things that we already have available? The savings and investment product is already up and running. I have some members here who have already started saving. And what we set as a limit, we categorize savers into 3 categories. Let me throw some light on that. The first category of savers are what we call the premium members. Premium members are people like you, owners of hardware, directors and owners of hardware businesses. These are the premium members. Our expectation is that we expect each of you to be saving a minimum of 500,000 every month. So with your pocket money, most of you, not so. So 500,000 is the minimum, but you can save up to 10 million, 15 million, 20. That's the minimum. The other category of savers is the family member or senior staff in our businesses. That could be a wife, that could be a kid, that could be a senior manager. 200,000 is the minimum. The second class are the staff in our company. The minimum is 100. Let me say something more about the paid day loan. It's something that we have started, and I would like to thank Mukulu SH and Hardware World for accepting us to start with them. A paid day loan is a product that looks at a scenario where your staff, if they have to take advances, instead of coming to you for advances, they will be coming to the SACCO. The SACCO will be giving them advances, and then at the end of the month, the company will be paying the SACCO directly. So that is the product that I'm talking about, and we're already in the process of registering staff at different companies. Already we're in touch with SH and Hardware World, and I think more companies are going to come on board. The products that we are thinking about or that are still under development, we are looking at business loans. We are not only going to be lending staff and then forget about ourselves. That is coming up. We'll be able to lend the business. Members, we are looking at social well-being products. These are things like health insurance, where the SACCO will be negotiating and working with insurance companies to provide this at a reasonable cost to members. We are looking at budget support. This is already somebody, the SACCO does and we do that. So one, I mean, the Chada does, Chada and we do that. So want the SACCO to take up that. Exclusive holiday packages. Various things about overheated. So when after twagala packages over member baffe kwatulinde tulinye ekidyeri tandikire London tumalirewa tumalire Spain. So we are looking at holiday packages like Dubai, like cruise ships and things like that that will be able to offer at a reasonable cost to our members. We are looking at financial empowerment. When Ellen was taking us through, we talked about that. We need to educate ourselves how to do finances better. Then the other opportunity that we can tap in if we are organized, there are a number of partners that are targeting organized SACCOs. You've heard about GROW, there's money in UDB, and there are also other financing sources that we can approach. If we are organized, we can be able to tap into those. So what are some of the opportunities I have concluded? The SACCO has goodwill because it's coming from you. The customer base is wide. You can imagine if we have the SACCO, if we're able to register 50% of all hardware in Uganda. I don't know how big the SACCO is. Just 50%. So the market base is very, very big, and we don't have to go looking for every Tom, Dick, and what. We have a group that already believes and understands what we are doing that we can fetch from. So we just need to be organized. Potential for own capital generation. Sente zaffe tuzekunganyiriza netuzikozesa tuzewola. There are investments that we can go into that kunganyiza sente zaffe. We can invest our money in bonds. We can invest our money in NSSF. The other day you had NSSF here, is it 13.5%? We can also provide credit. Then I've already talked about government financing partners like in the private sector, World Bank, UDB. Next slide. Rebecca, next slide. Challenges, of course, we had some challenges along the way. We've not been so active as a board because we're very busy and we've had some lessons from Ellen about that. There's slow response from members. Members batubuuza bana SACCO etuuseewa SACCO tegenda kutambula nga temutuwadde ki sente. Out of the 32 members, I have 11 members. Sijja kubakola ki saagala kuswaza the 20. Then na 11 who are fully paid 1 million vote share. I've started saving. I'd like that team, and I'd also like to encourage others to follow suit. And those of you who have not been registered, please register. We've had issues with, of course, a SACCO. Like I said, money is the language that we understand. If you don't have money, you can't do business. So because of limited capital, we've not been able to do very good business. Then of course, fetuli money kutunda ki semindi ebya SACCO twali tubimanyi. So we also had that challenge. Then of course there are so many SACCOs. Twogera SACCO ogenda okuganga member eyandibadde mu SACCO yafa talina SACCO endala 10 zakola ki zaalimu. That is also a challenge. Then inadequate communication, the scattered nature of our customers, kitegeeza nti okubatuukako becomes becomes an operational challenge, but of course we can take advantage of technology. We talked about digitalization to be able to overcome that. Last slide. So what do we need to do moving forward? We need, that is a very big, I'm not very conversant with these things of PowerPoint. That should have been a very big point, first point there. We need to embrace the initiative and support it fully. Remote lip service, SACCO. Kwate mu nsawo, tugiteeke mu ssente, then results. If we do that, I think we are going to make a very big headway. We need to urgently capitalize the circle by paying membership, buying shares, so that we enable the circle to take off. We need to mobilize for more members and savings. We need to fully operationalize the secretariat and recruit staff. What I didn't mention is that we had also issues with staffing, while recruiting staff, Nagana maternity leave, and we lost some time there. So we need to recruit more staff. We need to embrace technology. Our vision, Tandika office here, the secretariat, via guarantee some operations are going to be fully digital. Tugenda kukola ebintu byonna nga tubikola on what? Online. So that we can be able to offer quick service and also be able to be cost effective. Then we also have to take advantage of learning that we have been talking about. And also we have to look at initiating and cultivating partnerships with government and non-government agencies. Thank you so much. Limited by time, that's the best I could do. We can take some questions, but like I say, even if you don't ask any question, just give me money. I'll do for you. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much, our chairman Sako. Nga bwagambye ebibuuzo bibe bitono, sente zasinga okwagala. And we thank him. It is not simple for someone to get off their busy schedule, dedicated unpaid for time. I think he needs another round of applause. Which where someone has a burning question, I'll allow 2 or 3 questions. Chairman Sako, 2 or 3 questions. And then we have the last item on the agenda, because lunch is getting cold.
Sebo w'ekitiibwa webale nnyo Sebo webalire ddala. Mbuuza ekibuuzo nze ndi ale sobola kujja Kamisi Road. Badde nsuubira nti kapapula kano ke batuwadde kwandibaddeko banka n'akawunti nti singa mba nsasudde.
The same spirit allow me also just request owekitiibwa bwe kiba kisoboka slide gundi obadde okola presentation gy'okoze, you can email it to us or through the admin. Then there was also for the Aiden's presentation, it was also so good. We request that we get them mailed.
Becky, wherever you are. Becky?
Sebo chairman, tuufu sente zaagalibwa. Naye okunnyonnyola abantu bano kubanga nze ndaba buli muntu ali wano asobola okuleeta ssente. Naye mpozi ekimu ku bibulamu kubanga nsibaddeko mu Sako, njirimu sigamba nti ki. Ekisooka kati ffe twabali wano ekintu kye tusinga okutegeera kino kye tuteekamu tugenda kufunamu. Naye nga enkakasa nti Sako y'emu ku bizinesi kumpi ezisinga ne hardware. Kubanga gibaddemukko emyaka 10 era sente zifunamu. Naye ki kye twetaaga okukakasa bammemba abalimu abagala okuregisteringa nti sente zino yadde chairman yagisaba tekwagamba mukifuule nti si za Sako, wabula memba yadde otaddeyo sente zisigala nga zizo ne tuzigatta bugasi zikole kye twetaaga tufune amagoba. Naye engeri chairman gyatusaba mu kwegamba alinga agamba nti sente ezo memba bw'oziwaayo oluzigenze zifuuse za Sako, era nga nze kye naalisabye okutandikira ddala nga ne kakadda nti kaali badde kafuuka shares. Naye ekirala kyenyinako experience mu gundi eyo ya Sako, chairman era tukubiriza nnyo okubeera nti bw'omala okuwaayo akakadde then ogende ku saving system. Kakati ekintu ekyo kirina obulabe bwe kirina nti savings zonna ziba liability. Kakati singa abantu baba beetaaga ssente ezo ze basevinze ng'ate nammwe muzitaddewa kakati kitegeeza nti awo sako era kigenda kugireetera okuba nga tekola mu nsonyiwa abatamanyi Luganda. I may not deliver what I wanted people to get. Abalwaki nkozesezza Oluganda naye abalala bayinza okubannyonnyola ne mufuna ekyo kye mbadde ngezaako okutegeeza nti singa yadde nga sako mpya kituufu tulina okugirerako oba mwaka nga gumu, naye singa buli muntu ssente ezo z'aba ataddemu at the end of the year ne bajja mu annual general meeting eyo chairman gy'alaze ne balaga nti oba wabaddeyo ne miliyoni 2 twafunyeyo percentage bweti, ekyo kijja tuyamba nnyo nnyo kubanga ate ssente ziba zigenze mu share ziba tezivaayo mangu nga zino eza savings. Sebo neyanzisa kanewanye.
Thank you so much. Nange ebizo bya sako bingi, nange nina bingi naye n'owekitiibwa Musaasire naye si yabitegeere nnyo chairman waffe Justice. Nandisabye okukuba board member ajja amuyambeko.
Webale nnyo ssebo. Kansooke ne atafunye. Oh, sorry. Madam, sorry we didn't. There's something that somehow logistically we left behind, but those flyers are supposed to have the account number. But I can read it out, or I'll ask. We'll write it on the board. But we have an account with the Centenary Bank, and whoever registers, we have asked for your number. And those who have emails, we have also asked for your emails. One of our staff will be getting back to you, provide you with more information, and also to get more information from you. But we have a bank account, Centenary Bank, and the details will be put on the board. Thank you so much for the input. The SAPO is something in the making. So there's a lot to learn, and definitely we shall take leave of that advice that you've given us. The third was so I'll give it back to
someone with a hand here.
Yanzasio. Kibuzo kyange kigenda wa chairperson wa SACCO. Wano savings naba 500,000 buli mwezi. Singa mba sisasudde ssente ezo on a monthly basis. Ekintuukako oba musango kigwe mbanzizza.
Singa abatasasudde emitwalo 5 ako banamiisingamu omwezi gumu. Potea. There's another question.
Eyanze ssebo. Nange ssebo njagala kunyogera matire ku kya salary advances ze wayogeddeko nabuzeemu santegedde nnyo.
Let's say I've been saving for 6 months straight, and I have my 3 million saved up. Can I change those savings into shares? Can I choose to buy shares with those 3 million?
Thank you. So mine, I'm seeking clarification. On this flyer, they have put membership fees 1 million annually. Does this mean you have to pay this 1 million every year?
Are you noting? Atogadde mu bino. You can have the rest.
Yeah, in the interest of time, I think we'll take a few more questions after this because really time on our side. Then we'll have, there's a WhatsApp group that every member is registered. So we can have a lot of exchange. But to answer the questions that have been raised so far, if somebody does not pay on time, of course there will have to be some consequences. But the most important anyway is that you need to commit yourself. Because if this thing is to work, we need to have discipline and we need to commit ourselves. You're not going to lose your money, but definitely you'll miss out something if you don't pay on time, and then of course it will affect the operations of the circle. Salary advance is what happens. Normally, staff approach us in our respective companies, ngabagala salary advance. So the circle will be coming in, provide salary advance to your staff, and then you deduct whatever would have loaned out to your staff. Will be deducting from their pay at the end of the month, and then you pay the circle. So that's how, basically, that's how it works. I've been able to clarify. Yes, on it, but of course on interest. There's interest on that. Membership fee, I think there's an error. It's the 1 million is a one-off. Yes. But there's 50,000 which is annual subscription. But the 1 million is a one-off.
Thank you. This is Hadija Karunji. And they say about their goals are like after savings, what will governor like after a year over sigala musako ezo sente omuntu abazikozesa atya nanyinizo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Charles Tuyasibra from Magritte. Mine is not a question as such, but I was asking members, you know, where money is involved, you know, we are all money makers. If you are not sure how safe and where your money is, you are reluctant to invest in that venture. I was asking management if we could, because we are trying to rush, but this circle thing needs time so that people can understand. We give it time, we give it time, we preach the gospel so that people get to understand, have all the questions answered, then we can invest in money. I know we all have the money. If we wanted to make a circle which is which can even transform into a bank, we can do it because we are money makers. But if people are not sure, because you know they're asking questions like this, we give it time, maybe because we're rushing for lunch, but if we can get another more time, we talk about circle. We can arrange some more time, we talk about it, we exhaust it, so that we start what we know exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Magrekota. I think he has a very strong point, because we can even put our chairman under so many questions that he may not be readily able to answer, and we miss out on our very good members. We need to organize more time for the circle, and right now we are rushing into for lunch, and we have one more item that is electing the regional representatives of Chada. Chairman Sako, please, you can wrap up, but it's evident that you need time with us all, because you also may have some questions. But what I can say, at the registration of the circle, we had an expert who was guiding us through all this. But chairman has to find time for the circle, and I think we need to have a sitting for the circle. And people get to know the benefits, but I can assure you, your money is safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In the interest of time, I think we need to get another forum and talk about this in details. But like the MCR told you, your money is safe, goes to the account, and goes through. Getting into the account is very easy, but coming out of the account, economy is so I can assure you money is safe. And we have receipts and all that, and we'll be on a one-to-one basis. We'll be interacting, give you more information and answer some of these questions. But as we wind up, we are going to have a moment. We are going to recognize the founder members of the circle. We have some certificates for them to be awarded to them, and then we also request them to sign on our dummy certificate as a memorial that we are going to have. Bank, not for a bank. Our grandchildren will know that so and so as part of the beginning of this wonderful Chada Bank. Thank you so much. The account number is there on the board, but it will also be shared on the WhatsApp group.
The account number is on the board. It will be shared on the WhatsApp group. And after here, members, we have a group photo. So please don't go. We have a group photo.
Just to give a clarification, if you look at our registration certificate and the account number, there's a word at the beginning, Kampala. Kampala Construction Hardware Dealers Savings and Credit Cooperative. It is a technical thing that we were not able to overcome. The regulations, the guidelines from the ministry are that the district where the circle is registered, it has to carry the name. The name of the circle has to, the name of the district where the circle is registered has to appear at the beginning of the name of the circle. I hope I'm clear on that. So it's something that could not change, but forget about Kampala. It is a national thing. It is for Chada. Forget about Kampala. And of course, when you go to the bank, they will request for the certificate. They pick the name from the certificate. So let the name Kampala not make you think that this is a Kampala thing. It is for everyone.
Thank you. Becky, people want all this presentation. They're going to share the account number on WhatsApp. And as people walk out, they can come and pass by. Lastly, the last item on the agenda is the awarding of certificates that is going to be done by our chairman, Chada. He's going to hand over the certificates to the founder members of the circle. We read your name, you come over to the chair. Chiaga Wilberforce. Chiaga Wilberforce. Dick Wanasolo Wadada. Amina Naku. After you go sign on that, Ukuba Paul is not around. Haj Serunjoji Haruna. Uncle B, Muhumza Apollo. After receiving the certificate, you come and sign on our Kabarebe Emi, Nantume Kavuma, Msubuga Godfrey, Oponywa Michael, the brother for Michael can come. Second Simon. Woo. Mwesigwa Eka, Kalule Edward, Njagala Muhammad, Jelima, Chiwalabi Godfrey, Seki Robert Ben, Dad. Galikuwa Michael. Mutere Kirumira George. Bigaya Richard, Sajja Alexander, Namusoke Maria, Muhanji Alex Cash, Kavuma Ahmed, Kasaka Twaha, Mpuma Blasio, Sengo Uthman, James Ukenya Mukasa, Patrick Mudoko, Haj Kasule Twibe, lastly but not least, we have the chairman himself, Oishtiwa
Sediavule David. And the last one is for our very own Haj Abbas Mutiava. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been a long day coming. And lastly, what we have on the agenda is Chada is comprised of an executive committee, and well within the mandate of the Constitution, the executive on which I serve, we reserved new positions for the regional representatives that are going to work directly on the Chada executive. It is provided for by the Constitution. And at this juncture, I want to request names of volunteers. We have 4 regions. We are going to nominate, elect, whatever the procedure is, 4 regional representatives. And chairman says we want volunteers. The mandate or the job description of this regional representative is going to, he or she is going to sit directly on the Chada executive, and he's going to carry out all other activities, responsibilities, just like all of us serve on the Chada executive. And in the 4 regions, we have the Eastern, and when we talk of the Eastern region, we switch from Jinja to Mbale. We want someone in that area to come, volunteer, and represent all the others that fall in that region, and probably who will be the focal point or someone can run to if Kampala is very far. But with digitalization, we can all be in the same place at the same time. So, the first volunteer for the Mbale Jinja Eastern region to come and serve on the executive for a period of the next running 2 years. We need a volunteer in that region. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first volunteer. We're going to request you to come forward. Your name, the name of the hardware.
My name is Stephen Wambede. My company is called Suwa Investments, dealing in only and only plumbing materials. Thank you. Stephen Wambede, Mbale.
Stephen Wambede from Mbale, please be ready to work with us. I've been reminded it's just not volunteering, but it is real work. Thank you, Wambede, being our regional representative. Next, we have the northern region. And in the northern region, we're looking at Guru and Francis. Good Lord. Good Lord Hardware. You are always with us. It is not by mistake. Thank you. Do you accept the responsibility?
Thinking that maybe Arua can be its own region also, because Gulu is going to handle Lira and Gulu, and I can only handle that because I supply part of Gulu and then Kitgum. In the Chole region, And Nango region, we have about 20 districts which has hardware. So I was thinking that we put maybe a Arua different region, West Nile. So that northern region remains with the Gulu, which is a Acholi region, and then Lango region.
Chairman, they say Arua is not good, is not northern. Eh? Okay, so from the northern region, we have Good Lord as our representative. Thank you so much. And the next we have the western region. And from the western, we are looking at Masaka, Mbarara up to Kabale. Steve? Which Steve Wanina?
Thank you so much. Nina Hardware, Masaka. I'll work with you people.
Another round of applause. So far we have 3 new members onto the Chada executive. We have from the eastern region, we have someone from Bali. We have someone from the north and someone from Masaka for the western region. The next region, the next we have the Kabarole region, and we are looking at Mubende. The next region is the Kabarole region, and in the Kabarole region we're looking at Mubende, Chenjojo, Fort Poto, and Kasese. We need a volunteer from that region. Margaret Water. Thank you.
I am willing to work, but I want to propose that gentleman is still young and vibrant. You. Let me take it. I'm busy.
You know, they say when you want something to be done, get it to a busy man. Thank you so much, Margaret Water. I have known you for about 7 years without meeting you, but I have no doubt that you're going to deliver. And then we have the Bunyoro region, and in the Bunyoro region, we're looking at Hoima and Masindi. Hoima and Masindi. They say we need some ladies. Do you have a lady from Hoima and Masindi? Huh? She's what? Hey, she's here, okay.
Thank you very much. I'm Aganyira Annette, Twin Hardware, Hoima City. So when you talk of Bunyoro region, would it be including Kagadi, Masindi, Hoima, even Kiriandong? I beg Mr. Mr. Beckham to help me. Beckham Hardware. To be helping me in the areas of Masindi.
Beckham Hardware, wherever you are, you have been appointed by the regional representative. Yes, you have started exercising our powers. Okay, thank you so much.
I'm just thinking that for effectiveness, this would want to have this really come off effectively, is to ensure that we maybe break up a bit of these regions. Because if I look at, for example, HT1 from Masaka, and is going to be taking on people to the western region, Barara cover and all that, I don't think shall be effective and have them perform. If like the lady who is crying and saying I'm appointing an assistant of Beckham, she's not being very honest, because at the end of the day we shall expect so much of her, yet not deliver. So I think we may have an extra maybe about 30 minutes to review and have a bit more of the members and then get back to restructure so that we can fit them in. This gentleman would be very good for the Western. He seems very passionate and still very energetic as a young man. So we can keep opting on more people on board.
Thank you. I need the chairman to throw some more light on this. Members, as we are saying that we are looking at the executive not being as effective as we want. But now as we have started adopting regions, this is something which is going to be evaluated further so that the way it will be done next time, we'll find that we'll have more representation from various regions. And even we'll look at the effectiveness of the regions, because what had been approved in the executive, that was the number which was approved. But otherwise, we even have here a chance to do what? Adjust and see how effectively we could do this. I can also see that when we combine from Masaka to Kavari, Sorrow, that is a very long distance. Maybe we could have districts, say, Kavari, Rukundiri, Tungamo, almost up to Barara as one. Then also we look at other Poto, Kasese, what that is at least a little bit closer. And then, but let us not worry, let us start it. Then we see how we'll be adjusting. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chairman, for that clarification. But Becky was saying something. She did something very good. Immediately she appointed an assistant for the next region. So all those who have been appointed, you are the regional head. And I think at this point we need Nina Hadwa from Masaka to appoint an assistant in Barara. Does it work that way? Or in Kabale? To work with Nina Hardware. Do we have someone from that region? Already have an assistant from Ntungamo. Thank you. You can.
Thank you, everyone. I'm happy to get the opportunity to represent Western Region as an assistant. My name is Nomanya Henrik, and Picken Enterprises, Tungamo. Thank you.
Arua, do you need, you say you talk to, we need someone from Arua? Do we have someone from Arua? What? Here, he's here, yes. Arua is you.
My name is Goswami, Mahi Holdings.
Thank you. Chairman, I'm happily requesting you to come up and close this. We are going to have a group photo from outside. I want to thank each and everyone who has made this retreat successful. Between me and you, we keep on doing better and better. Thank you so much. Would have never been able to do this without your support. Thank you, Chairman. You can flow.
It is already lunch time, and we will apologize for taking this much time. But thank you so much. We thank the people who have organized this. I thank the executive. We thank our facilitators. We thank the media group. And we thank Bravad. Let us give them an applause. And the members, we came to the beach. We have already performed this role, but there is another one. There is a lot of entertainment, enjoyment. The hotel has a lot of other activities. So we wanted to make the afternoon free for that. So we can rest, you can participate, but in the evening, we have to converge at we have dinner together. And I think there is also a boat. There is a band there, but I think there is a boat cruise. And that is, it is at free will. So thank you very much. I will not take a lot of time again because we know we already late for lunch, and we know when you look at our ages, we are people who can be suspected to be going to the other side of ourselves, and so we don't want to be accused of accelerating people's what? Outside here. So thank you, and thank you so much. We'll be meeting after lunch.
Thank you. Maybe a last one. As you move out, you're going to pick a coupon. Someone has the lunch coupons just right out there. And make sure you have registered. There is a registration list. Daddy wants to pray for us. And we have a group picture outside. Guys, if you didn't miss this prayer, Daddy already prayed. We need a lady to pray for us. Mrs. Cash. Chikulide.
Let's have ourselves for a word of prayer. Heaven loving Father, we thank you for loving us as we are. We know we are not the righteous, but we thank you for the grace upon our lives. We thank you for all that you have taken us through, all that we have learned here, all that we have shared. We give the glory back to you. Even as we part away from here, we are going to have a meal, Lord, we pray. Bless it as we partake of it, Almighty. Bless it to nourish our bodies, to continue doing your will. In Jesus' name we believe and pray. Amen.
Amen. Lastly, those who have not registered, please register. And I also came with my wife, Mrs. Raliwa. Hey. Amanyi jali amugambe nti munonya. We need to register with Rebecca. Guys, make sure you register for the circle and for attendance. Mchala lule omubwati bakunonya. First lady.